All right, so today I'm going to be going over my playoff predictions, my early playoff predictions for the 2019 season. We're going to be going over 9 teams today. We're going to be going over the 4 teams that I predict to make the playoff. I'm also going to be going over my first 5 teams out. Starting off with the bracket, my number 1, not much of a surprise here, is going to be Clemson. I don't know how you can expect. Alabama is probably their closest competitor, like usual. But I think Clemson's going to end up finishing number 1 at the end of the regular season. This is a team that is returning so many talented players. Trevor Lawrence. This is going to be a really great team next year. I expect them to be right at the top of the rankings for the majority of the season, unless an upset happens at some point, which it could happen. But the thing is, though, the ACC is a more favorable conference, in my opinion, than the SEC. The SEC has more talented teams than the ACC does, so it sets up pretty well for Clemson there. But I do expect Clemson to be number 1 once we come to playoff time. Number 2 is going to be Alabama. Not much of a surprise there, I'm sure. Alabama is going to be a team that's going to, once again, be right towards the top, as they have always been for the past decade or so. But Alabama will finish second. Once again, they got Tua, really great player there. They are returning a ton of key players. This is going to be a team that's dangerous as well, once again. Number 3 is going to be Oklahoma. Now, this is an interesting spot. Number 3 is either going to be Texas or Oklahoma. It's going to be the champion of the Big 12 that will take that number 3 spot, I believe. I think it's going to be Oklahoma in this case. I think Texas is a team that's going to be great next year. I expect them to be towards the top of the rankings for the majority of the season, within the top 10. But the thing is, though, you got Oklahoma that you got to face off against. In Oklahoma, they've got Jalen Hurts, and they've got a great team once again going in there. And then Texas, though, the thing is about Texas is they're losing a lot of players on defense, but their offense is going to be stellar. When you come to terms with that, I got to say Oklahoma's probably the favorite to win the Big 12 next year. I expect Oklahoma to be number 3. Number 4 is going to be the Big 10 champion, I believe, and it's going to be Michigan this year. And you may be surprised. You may think, Ohio State's going to win it. Ohio State and Michigan, I think whichever team of those two goes to the Big Ten championship will likely win it. I can't see a Big Ten West team winning the championship this season. Basically the favorites for the Big Ten West would probably be, you'd have to probably say Nebraska. Northwestern's up there. You got Wisconsin, but they're not going to be very good. Purdue, Minnesota. One of those 5 teams will likely be in there. I don't think that one of those teams are going to win the Big Ten title next season. So it's going to be whichever team from the Big Ten East makes it to the Big Ten championship. In this case, I think it's going to be Michigan. They're going to be Big Ten champions. They're going to take up that number 4 spot. Now, looking at my first 5 out, this is what I'm kind of expecting. I've got Texas at number 5 because I think going into that game, or the Big 12 championship game, I think Texas is going to be ranked either 3 or 4, and Oklahoma is going to be right on the outside. Oklahoma wins the game. They take the number 3 spot. That puts Texas at number 5. Georgia's going to be 6th. They're going to lose the SEC championship game. Washington, now they're not even going to make it, but they're going to be at number 6. Number 7 is going to be Oregon. Oregon's going to be a Pac-12 champion, but that's not going to be enough to push them into the playoff. The Pac-12, I'd say, is probably the worst Power 5 conference, and so that's why I think that Oregon is going to end up finishing 7th. But the thing is, though, that they're going to be right on the outside there. I wouldn't be surprised if Oregon can pull off some big wins. They need to almost blow out every single opponent and win their big games. They cannot afford to have any tough losses. Ohio State's number 8. They're going to be they're not going to make the Big Ten championship, but they're going to be 2nd in the Big Ten East. So I've got them at number 8. Then Notre Dame's going to be 9. I think Notre Dame's going to face a couple of losses down the road that are going to diminish their chances in making the college football playoff. For Notre Dame, since they're an independent, they don't have a conference. They can't win a conference championship, and it was crazy that they made it last year. But the thing is, though, they won almost every game last year, so that's the thing. For Notre Dame, they need to win their games next season if they're going to even have a shot of being in it. And then here's what I'm expecting from the results of the college football playoff semifinal games. I think Clemson will beat Michigan. No shocker there. And believe it or not, I actually have Oklahoma beating Alabama to go to the championship game. I think Alabama, they've just been in the College Football Playoff so many times, been in the national championship so many times. They may almost get a little bit burnt off of it. As crazy as it sounds, I think that Oklahoma, they may be more motivated in that game, I think, and that's going to send Oklahoma to the national championship. Another thing to note, Jalen Hurts, he used to be with Alabama, now he's with Oklahoma. We're going to see Jalen Hurts and his old team going up against each other. That will be a fun game to watch for sure. Clemson and Oklahoma for your national championship. I have not picked a winner for this game yet. It's just too early to say who's going to be your national champion next year, but it will be one of those two teams, I'm sure. Well, anyway, that is it for this video. Thank you guys all for watching. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. This is an interesting topic, and I'll be going over this probably one more time right before the season starts just for my final predictions. You never know what can happen during the summer. A player could get injured, ending up with them missing the season. That could be, for example, Trevor Lawrence, Clemson. If he gets injured in the offseason, it is highly likely that Clemson's not going to be able to make the national championship. Things can change over the offseason, and so I'll likely go over this again. Anyway, once again, let me know your guys' thoughts. Don't let your thoughts go unknown if you disagree with this. Anyway, once again, thank you guys all for watching. Stay tuned for more from ASC.